everybody, welcome to another episode of Create with Brenda. I'm Brenda Hillard, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Deerwood, Minnesota, and today I have a couple of fun things for us. One is a fancy fold card using one of the new stamp sets out of the upcoming January to June mini, which if you have ordered from me in the last year, you will automatically receive a complimentary catalog and celebration brochure in the mail. So be watching for that. It should go out. I'm thinking like a week from Friday, so like somewhere around the 11th, and it's a bulk mail, so it's a little bit slow, but by mid-month you should have your calendar or your catalog, and then I can share with you what's on my calendar for January. Catalog, calendar, too many C's there. So let me introduce you to one of the fun new sets coming up in the celebration brochure. I'll be using that and some designer series paper on my fun fold project today. So let's go down to my work surface, and I'll talk to you about the December host code and my host gift for the month. Here we go. All right. Here's December's host code. This month, with a $75 minimum product order, you will receive this fun stamp set. It's called Banner Year. And I kind of feel like maybe 2020 hasn't so much been a banner year, but it is the end of the year, and this set would be a great way to kick off a new year, 2020. So lots of stuff in here for all occasions, or all the holidays, really. And then just some general thinking of you type things too. Look at this cute envelope with a little heart. And then it's a two-step stamp, so you can actually fill in the heart on your envelope if you choose. So we're looking at, just in general, we're looking at birthdays. We're looking at, of course, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Happy Haunting is for the Halloween season. There's fall with the squirrels and the acorn. There's even little Santa hat to put on your, I mean, if you wanted to, you could put the Santa hat on the bird, you could put the Santa hat on the squirrel, whatever you choose. The other thing about this set is it does coordinate very nicely with the Banners Pick-a-Punch, which is here. And I don't know if you're familiar with these punches or not. So what you would do is stamp your sentiment, and then on your strip of paper, and this punch holds 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch widths, but then of course any length. So you know that our punches, they lock down flat for storage. So, but to open them, you push on the bottom, and then you can see how this opened up. So when I use these Banner Pick-a-Punch, is what I do is I push it in. I just make sure that I have an equal space on each side of my strip of paper, and then you punch and you get that fishtail banner. I'm going to cut this off. Oops. Just wanted it a little more even. And then I want to show you the other side. So there's two punches. You get to pick whichever one you want. Again, I'm going to line up so that I have equal distance from this edge and this edge. We'll see if I can do this on camera or not. I think I can. Sure I can. Punch, and then you get this tail, the reverse, instead of the fishtail, you get like an out-pointing pennant. So it's a very versatile set. The other thing, if you do have the postage punch, these sentiments fit very nicely. These two lined and the two from fit very nice inside the postage punch. So give that a try if you have it. If not, I'd be happy to help you obtain one through a purchase. And this month, when you place an order with me using my host code, and your product total is $75 or more, I will send you absolutely free the Banner Year stamp set. This is a 29-piece photopolymer, meaning you can see through. So let's open this up. And you can see all of the see-through stamps. So it's fun. It's a fun set, and I hope you'll take advantage of my special this month. If you want to look further into the details of the product, it can be found on page 65 in the August through December mini. So page 65. It's all right here. All right. So here goes for today's project. Well, I'm going to be using one of the sentiments from the Itty Bitty Birthdays. I'm going to be using this Happy Birthday. I'm going to be using some of our, why can't I think of what they're called? Artistic Blooms, the sequins. I'm going to be using Stampin' Blends. And these come in the combos, the light and dark combos. But I'm going to be using the light cherry cobbler. I'm going to be using the light smoky slate, light crumb cake, the light granny apple, and then this is the just a light pink. So petal pink, I should say. Sorry. All right, and then of course a little wink of Stella. And here's what we've got for the stamp set. Here's what I was going to tell you about. It's called Darling Donkeys. And this is going to be in the celebration brochure. That'll be coming, like I said, to you in the mail if you've ordered from me in the last year. If you have not ordered from me in the last year and would like to, I have on my website at createwithbrenda.com, you can request a catalog. So go there, fill out the information, and I'm happy to send one to you. Here's the outside of the celebration brochure. Of course, I can't show you the inside, but this is where you're going to be able to find all of the free product for or just placing your order with me during celebration, which starts on January 4th. So I used these two donkeys. I used the hee-haw, and I used It's Your Birthday. So there's that set, and I think it's just adorable. The paper I'm going to be using is also a free item out of the celebration brochure. And this is adorable, adorable paper. So we have this side, and then I just have a reverse strip here. And this paper is called the Flower and Field Designer Series paper. And again, this will be free with a $50 product purchase during celebration. So gotta tune in, guys. There's lots of good stuff coming your way. And then with this, whoops, got a little sequin on there. It coordinates, obviously, basic black, cherry cobbler. Let me get my sampler that I put together. That'll be a good visual to see the rest of the papers. And look at all the coordinating colors. I have to zoom out out just a little bit so you can see. But Flower and Field Celebration, free with a $50 purchase. And look at all these fun, the 12 by 12 double-sided sheets. So I have the front and backs posted on here. But you guys, look at all of the color coordination. How exciting is that? So I'm going to be using this design right here for today's project. These little teasers, they're just so hard, aren't they? Because you want to see it for real. So this, let me show you the card so you at least have an idea of how all these pieces fit together. But, so here's the card, and it's a fun fold. This little thing we put on the top here is called a belly band. You know, just like they used to put on babies. So I made this little belly band, and that's the reverse side of the paper. And then these open up, and then the inside, I have the little donkey that says, "It's your birthday, happy birthday." So kind of a fun fold, huh? Just folds in like that, and then, oops, jeez. You guys, I really cut my thumb on Thanksgiving morning, and so it has slowed me down just a little bit for my crafting, but there's what it looks like. Let me show you how it's made. Okay, so I have to measure these again. Give me just a minute. This piece measures, I've got a 10-inch piece by 4, okay? And then this is just your standard, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this one just layers on top, and it's the same. It's 4 1/4 wide, but it's 5 1/4 long, so that you have just a little bit of matting at the top and the bottom, or framing, whatever you want to call it. And then my piece of DSP measures 3 3/4 by 5. And then I took just a 1-inch by 10 1/2 inch strip of the Designer Series papers. So these are the same, it's just the reverse side, okay? I used the layering oval, and I stamped the donkey first, and then used the oval to cut it out. It's really close. You can see you end up kind of nipping its ear and nipping a hoof or two at the bottom. And then I did the coordinating scalloped oval, which is going to go behind our donkey. And then I used the label from the, oh, I forgot the name. Just give me a sec. It's from the Tasteful Labels dies, and these are out of the annual catalog, and I used this die. And you guys, speaking of dies, I'm so excited. We get to order, as demonstrators, we get to order the new Stampin' Cut Emboss Mini. So mine should be here, I'm hoping any day, but we'll see. Shipping is a little bit messed up, and I try not to get too riled up about the details there, but I do know it's on its way, so that's exciting, I think. All right, let's assemble our card. So for this fold, I'm just going to take my Whisper White here, and I have that scored. It measured 10 inches. So, oh, I'm sorry. It measured 10 1/2. And so I have it scored at 5 1/4. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder and make a nice crease there, okay? All right. Then I have these 2 squares of Whisper White, and these measure 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And to get them scored on the diagonal, all I did was bring in my paper trimmer, and light gray is scoring. You always want to make sure you've got that lined up. But then I just put this tip right on the cutting trough at the top and right at the cutting trough at the bottom, and then you just simply score and you get this perfectly split square, so you have the triangle, okay? Then I brought in my multi-purpose glue, and I just put, and you don't need a lot because this all ends up getting covered up, and you for sure want to make sure that you don't get it close to your fold there. But then this just layers onto your card base. And you get the idea here. That's how we get that fancy fold. I'm just going to press down, and you want to make sure that you're staying close there, okay? Here's that second 3.5 by 3.5 inch square, and it's scored on the diagonal. Again, I'm just going to add some multi-purpose glue and put that onto our card like so. These kind of remind me of like a handkerchief. I don't know. I guess I really don't know what the real name is for it, but I thought it was super cute. Okay, so there's that. Now we can bring in our 3 3/4 by 5 designer series paper, and I am going to use Stamp and Seal. And I'm just going to add that to the front flap of our card, just kind of centering that on there. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to put our black cardstock on top of our cherry cobbler. And remember, these were the same width, just a 1/4 inch different in length, so that you get a little bit showing here and a little bit showing there. I need to trim that just a touch. I wasn't exact, I guess, in my cutting, and being a little bit of a perfectionist, I can't have that sliver showing, so there's that. All right, and then before we go any further, I want to just stamp these. Do I? Yeah, I do. So, is what I'm going to do is bring in my donkeys. And I've already stamped the donkey on the oval, but I told you about that. So let's get that cute little sitting donkey. All right. And I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm just going to ink him up. And I'm going to stamp him right here. I just think he is the cutest, just sitting there. Here's the It's Your Birthday. All right. And then again, this is that happy birthday stamp from the Itty Bitty Birthdays. Because I just felt like it needed an actual happy birthday on there. So I'm going to ink that up. And then I'm just going to set that right at the bottom of the donkey. So there's that. Cute, right? I love it. When I first saw the donkeys, I wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure about them now. All right, so this folds around, and then I'm going to add some seal. Sorry, old habits, hard to break. So there's the Stamp and Seal. And again, this just gets placed on the center. You will have a little bit of the basic black showing on each side, and then the black and the cherry cobbler up on the top, okay? So there's that. Let's assemble our belly band. I want to color the donkey quickly. I hope you'll stick with me for this. I'll try to be quick. All I did was the donkey's body and ears. I did with the light smoky slate. And you don't have to be exact about these at all. The blends, as you can see, you can move along quickly, and it's very forgiving. And you can tell that I have trouble talking and coloring at the same time. So just bear with me here, folks. We're almost done. So here's our little light smoky slate donkey. Then I took the light crumb cake and I gave him little light brown hair, a little crop of hair up there, and I colored his tail in the light crumb cake along with his little hooves. There it is. I used a little bit of the petal pink in the inside of the ears. I don't know if donkeys really have pink ears inside. I've never been that close to one to know, but I thought it coordinated nice with our designer series paper. Then the light granny apple green, I gave the stem and the leaf that he's the rose that he's biting on. And then I took the light cherry cobbler, and all I did was just put like a little mark on the highlights there, or marker on the highlights of the stamp itself, and then I brought in the petal pink and just colored and blended the rose just to give it a little contrast with the flower. And then this is where I brought in the wink of Stella, and I don't know why I think this is funny, but I do. And so I gave the donkey like a Hollywood grin. He's got some glitter teeth there. So that's that. We're colored. Let's put some snail on the back. You guys, seal, not snail. So I'm just going to center that up on our scalloped black oval. And then I did take dimensionals and popped up the scalloped oval onto the Tasteful Labels die. And there is a right way and a wrong way to these dies. This one has the embossed edge. It's really, really pretty. All right, so there's that. Now, our 10.5 by 1 piece of designer series paper, and I'll try not to move this around too much because my camera has trouble keeping up with that. But what I did is I just figured where I wanted the end, and I wanted the end so that when I put this on, it covers my seam. So I fold, and you want it tight, but you don't want it so tight that you can't slide that belly band on and off. So then all I did was take my multi-purpose glue again, and I put some on this end, and I put some on this end, and then I just matched them up and made sure that they overlapped, you know, so that my edges were even, so that my band looked consecutive. You don't have to worry about it too much. Like I said, the donkey medallion that we're going to put on does cover that up pretty nicely. So then again, I took seal and I just did a couple strips right across the center, and then that lays down over the top. Okay, now here's our sample one, so you can see that I did a hee-haw, hee-haw. So how I did that is I took it and I just laid it down like this, and I brought in my hee-haw stamp with again the Memento Tuxedo Black, And I just kind of angled a little bit this way up at the top for this flap. And then, so when it comes across, you can see, all right? And then I'm going to take it this way, and I'm just going to do the hee-haw down here at the bottom. Okay? Close up my ink, flip it over. Let's put our belly band on. And that hee-haw fits right in the corners there of our medallion. And then, of course, a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to pick up a big sequin and put one up here. I'll take another big one, put it here, and another little one, because we always work in odd numbers with our embellishments, or I do anyway. So there's that. I love it, and I hope you do too. It's a fun card, and as you can see, they go quick. So then, of course, the envelope, and I just put hee-haw, hee-haw on the flap. That way it'll give them a little indication of what might be inside. I hope you love today's projects. I hope you will join back with me. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, and you can also hit the bell to be notified of any upcoming episodes. Have a great day, everybody.